Well, as usual, it didn't take me very long to jump in with both feet. So after putting the car in the garage, making sure I had enough room, gave myself quite a bit of space on the driver's side because I wanted to sort out this seat issue. So bit of room between the two of them. Jacked up the Robin Hood. Me and Dave say swap the seats over probably about 2 years ago now, maybe a little bit longer. So I'm aware as they were going to be able to come out. Yeah, basically whiz the seat out. There's a few spare fixings in here. You can see some of them had quite a few go. I think everyone that's bought the car has had a different set of seats in it. I mean, got 5 there just on in one area. Maybe they're just trying to get it in the right position, I suppose. That bolt there, 17mm headed one, and similar here. I was doing absolutely nothing apart from just a nut and bolt through the floor. So I'm going to try and remove those as part of what I'm doing, which is to try and sort the runners out. So in the workshop, after taking the seat off, literally the seat runner was seized up. This is actually the old seat runner out of my car. When Dave needed to swap seats, we couldn't get his runners to fit on the Cobra seats for some reason. The Cobra seat was just bolted straight in the passenger's floor before, and when we swapped over we needed a set of runners. So this is actually off of my car, one I wasn't using because the car was in bits. Was working at the time, but I think the user abuse out in all weathers in the low cross has taken its toll, because there was loads and loads of grit in the actual ball bearings in here. This I've only tackled one half of it. It was quite hard to get it to move. You could literally got half a ton of a shingle out of it, and I'm going to have to do the same with this side as well. So now, at least when I want it to, it will move, which is quite hard to do one-handed, but yeah, it will move now, just with my fingers. So yeah, I've managed to get all the crap out of here, spray loads of brake cleaner down and get all the crud out of it. Bit of WD-40, and then I've actually just tried to put some grease in the actual groove and inside here, because I haven't actually got any spray grease at the moment. This one's obviously sorted. Now I'm going to have to tackle the other runner, get the seat back in again, so hopefully I can adjust it to get a nice seating position for myself to drive the car. So even after tapping the second side to get most of the crap out of it, you can still see that obviously they are supplied with a thin layer of grease on them when you put them in originally, and that just attracts all the debris, dust and dirt just to stick to over the years. So I'm going to have to give it a good spray out, get as much of that out as I can do, and see how we get on. Right, so it's back together again. I do have to put spacers on here to make sure that the runner can actually move properly. Otherwise, sometimes these top bits here actually touch down the side of the seat. So normally I put sort of 6 washers or so underneath the boat fixing to give you a bit more space. Otherwise, say that bit hits here. So that is with the seat fully forward. Before, you just about get that bolt hole lined up here. So now, although it's one-handed, I'm hoping I'll get the seat back in again. Once I take out all the bolts I don't think actually needed, ones that people just left in there from before, save a bit of weight, I'm hoping to get it back in again and get the seat working so I can reach the pedals. Right, all fitted back on the seat. So whilst trying to fit the seat just now, I realised that to actually release not only that runner lock but that runner lock, you've actually got to crank this handle down quite a way. So about probably 45 or 60 degrees. And where this one's sitting flat on the floor, obviously this is hitting the floor before it's unlocking this one here. So I'm going to end up cutting this arm, this back here a little bit, re-welding it at that sort of angle, so you can actually fully release the runners properly or easily rather than strain and hit the floor. There was definitely lots of grit and crap in these runners here, but I think part of this you might have been, say it was you actually bottoming out and effectively just pushing this on the floor too early. So yeah, I'm going to cut this, re-weld it and see where I go from there. Right, with a bit of jiggery pokery after welding up the seat runner arm in a different position, so it's now sort of sticking more up rather than horizontal, and then getting the bolts back in with some extendable ratchets and bits and pieces. I finally managed to get the seat bolt back in again. So now, yes, I can adjust it into a comfortable position. So now I can get the clutch most of the way down without meaning my knees are buried too far underneath the dashboard and getting caught up. So a bit more room behind the seat is available now. As you can see, the car does come with a full set of doors as well. Obviously haven't been used for a while. Now some people find them a bit claustrophobic, so they need a good clean. And maybe try them out, see what it's like one day. One of the other things I did yesterday as well is I had to go swapping around these bonnet catches because for some reason, I'm not quite sure why, there may be a legitimate reason. The whoever's put these on originally put all 4 of them what I believe is the wrong way around, so effectively they go on like that, but it's very difficult when you're trying to lift the bonnet up, and it is obviously quite a big bonnet sort of front clamshell thing. Is effectively these tend to go like that, and as you're trying to lift the bonnet up, they're catching again, which isn't so bad for the fronts because you can reach and hold the fronts out of the way. But obviously, whilst you're standing at the front of the car, you can't really reach back and move these ones out of the way. So it was quite awkward. You're fishing around with the bonnet pop to try and unhook these as they were. So what I've done on the rear too, I've ended up changing it around to what I believe is a traditional way. So obviously the hang down as shown when you're trying to get the bonnet up, and you can just leave these ones as they are. I will, if needed to, change the ones around as well, but they're not causing as big as issue as the rear ones were. Plus also the rivet gun that I was using to do the backs, or both the rivet guns that I was using, have packed up on me, and there's not an awful lot of room between the arch and the panel to get the lacy tongs ones in. So we'll see how we get on with the back ones changed at the moment and go from there. Yeah, so it's obviously a work in progress, but we're getting there.